Hi, everybody. It's Dee Slater with Create with Dee. Welcome to my Wednesday night live at 5s, streaming both on YouTube and on my Facebook page. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's a sunny day here in Northeast Indiana. A little chilly, but we will take the sunshine after all of these cloudy days. Before we get started on tonight's class, I thought I would just share with you a little bit of some things going on, both with Stampin' Up and with my class offerings as well. In March, Stampin' Up started something called an online exclusive group of products. I'm waiting anxiously for mine to arrive. I had a little bit that I got last month on our demonstrator pre-order that we could do, and I'm anxiously awaiting the other ones. If you are a customer of mine and you've placed an order March 1st or after, there is a little bit of shipping delay. Stampin' Up had an influx of orders, and they are like starting to ship out and get caught up. So just so that you know on that. Hi, Pam. Hi, Cindy. How's it going? Hi, Betty Ann. Let's see. Also, I wanted to let everybody know of some of my upcoming classes that you can take. These would be, for most of you here, they're offered as, a kit to go, a kit in the mail. And I'll have information on here if you're interested later on. The first one that I have coming up is a super cute card kit. I'm calling it the Abigail Rose craft card set. And what we'll make is this beautiful belly band. And then inside the craft box, there are, we'll decorate 5 of the note cards. I'll just kind of give you a little sneak peek of those. So if you're in the US and you would want to order that, please check that out. Also, I have a bigger retreat coming up in April, but registration is going to be due in March. So please check out some of my offerings, and you can do so by subscribing to my newsletter, and I'll also have that link on there as well. All right, well, let's jump right in here, and we will get started on today's class. Let me change the view. Okay, I've got some really super cute, I think they're cute and sweet spring cards here. First off that we're going to make is this little Z fold here. And I'm kind of I guess we've had the Ladybug Punch for a little while, but I think, sometimes we can forget about the stuff that we already have in our stash. So I'm kind of mixing something that was available last year with something that's in the annual catalog, and as well as a new little sentiment, just so how we can add to some of the products that we might already have. All right, so, and again, or if I haven't mentioned this, that the 3 cards that we'll make today, this would be a free thank you that you would get in the mail. You get a total of 6 cards to each of 3 designs if you would place a minimum order of $35 on my Stampin' Up! Online store. Okay, let's get started on this. All right, for our cards here, we're going to need a standard card base, 8.5 by 11. And this is the thick basic white. And to make the Z fold, we're going to simply fold our card base as normal, just fold it in half. And then we're going to take our right-hand side and fold it towards the fold. So right side in, and that's what makes our Z fold. I've got some Flirty Flamingo. That's just always fun to say, isn't it? Flirty Flamingo. And this is cut at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And then I have some of that really pretty black and white designs paper. It's just as what it talks about. It's just all black and white paper. And that's in Stampin' Up's annual catalog, and you can find it online. Super versatile, and I just always like that one. And this is cut at 1 5/8 by 5. So if you look at the paper here, it's almost where I made my own designer paper by adding stamps to the black and white designs. And so from the Ladybug, the Hello Ladybug stamp set. I'm using the flowers here, and I'm going to stamp those in Flirty Flamingo. And then I'm going to take this little stamp here that has 3 dots, and I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz to pizzazz it up just a little bit. So let's go ahead and we'll get stamping on that. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Linda. Thanks for saying hi. And so I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo and the little flower. Let's get rid of this. And we are going to randomly stamp our flower images. I better put this on the other side. I'll end up having ink all on my shirt. And we'll do this. So I'm randomly stamping flowers over the flowers. And I've just made like my own unique designer paper. I'm going to leave this open because we'll revisit that just a little bit. And I'll take the Pear Pizzazz, and here's the stamp. Look how itty bitty that stamp is. It makes the most adorable little green dots. And I'm just going to randomly stamp on the paper. That's going to allow me to introduce like another color on this. I think that looks good. Again, I'm going to revisit those here in just a little bit, so I'm going to keep it open and press my luck on that. Do you guys ever watch game shows? There's one that's called Press My Luck. I think it was one that was an older one, and they did it again. And sometimes my family, when we were playing cards or doing something silly, will go, "You want to press your luck?" All right, so then that's going to go onto the front panel like so. And with my liquid glue, I just have just enough pressure to get a little bead. If ever you see it come out in clumps, you're pressing too hard or getting too much glue. Look how cute that is. You could do a whole panel of that, and that would be the most sweetest card. All right, so other elements that we're going to do, and we're going to, again, use those same stamps that we just did. I'm also going to repeat that look on the background where we're going to house our little ladybug, and we'll go up here in the corner as well. So for those of you that are local and are taking our class next week, this is what we're making. So just kind of randomly stamp this up in the corner, and you could so carry that onto your envelope then as well. Whoops, and I want to do this. Get a circle. This is the layering circle dies. And again, we'll just make a random flower pattern. You don't even have to ink, we can stamp off. All right, now I can close that up and I'll bring in our Pear Pizzazz again. Pear Pizzazz is kind of, I might say it's a color a little bit in between Old Olive and Granny Apple Green. Whoops. And do a little bit in between here as well. Oh, and you know what? I didn't leave enough room for the hello. Oh, we'll get it in there. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll make our ladybug. So we have the Ladybug Builder Punch. And I'm going to take a scrap piece of our Flirty Flamingo cardstock. And as you saw, I came in from the left-hand side and did that. And then I'm all about vellum these days. All about it. And I know ladybugs don't have a little, you know, what do I want to say? They don't have a clear part of their wing, I don't believe. But I just love how that kind of gives just a little extra something to our ladybug. So I've got my scrap here of vellum. And we'll punch that. And now I'm going to take a piece of basic black, and we're going to come in from the other side and punch the body of the ladybug. And let's go ahead and we can start building our ladybug. So I'm just going to put the liquid glue on the back of our layering circles. And I'm going to just put it on half of it because we're only going to put the circle on half. And you can position it anywhere. I'm going to just kind of position it like so. And then for the ladybug, oops, I need some ladybug. Let's see, where are my ladybug dots? Well, I don't know where they are, but there's a stamp that looks like that. Oh, I do. I have it in there. All right, let's take off the flowers for now. And I was going to say, well, my goodness. And, you know, when I prep for I get ready for our Facebook Live, I try to have all of it out, and I'm almost surprised at myself that I have it cleaned up and put away. And we're going to stamp that with, again, Memento black ink, and stamp our little ladybug dots on the wings. Now I'm ready to assemble. All right, I'm going to next take vellum. For some reason, I just always like to use a glue dot with it. Let me get to, been using a lot of glue dots lately, and I had it pretty well used on that for a long time period. So there we go. Pick up my glue dot, and I want to put the vellum down first. And then I put the liquid glue just up here on the neck of the wing. And put that a little higher so that we can see. And then we'll get some dimensionals. For those that might be new to stamping up, dimensionals are foam dots. They're little hexagon foam dots. And we'll put 2 on it. And we'll bring this in. I've got some other versions of this to show you how you can kind of not just do maybe a pink one, although I think this is like perfect for spring. And we'll get this off. And I like the ladybug kind of looking up in this direction because I'm going to stamp hello. Now, there is a hello that comes with the ladybug stamp set, so you're all fine with that. But I wanted to play around with these conversation bubbles. Again, kind of showing how you can take something that you might already have in your stash, and with a new stamp set or bundle that you can intertwine them. So I'm turning around and using the same hello sentiment, but you know, you could do any of these on here. I like to kind of just keep it nice and generic because I never know for sure what I might be using it for. And let's see. But I think like on this, like if you did the yay or the wow, like how cute would this be if you had a little one, you know, graduating from preschool or doing the kindergarten, then just a little hello. So that's just using that conversation stamp. And then it does have a matching die. So if you did want to pop that up and put it on, you could. I purposely did not because I wanted to show how you could just use a stamp set if you wanted to. But the little hello is super cute to die cut. Like here's another one, like you could say, wow, just to kind of mix and match it. All right, I wanted to show you some of the other color combinations just so that we don't, sometimes I see a color combination and I just get stuck with that. I don't know if that's how you guys are or not, but sometimes that's me. But here's another version that I did, all with the same stamp set from our Hello Ladybug. So on this one, I used the big leaf image, and the backside of this floral paper is a stripe. And so I'm not calling it, you know, one for a boy or a girl, but, you know, it kind of just gives the different tones. This little splot is in the stamp set too. So I used Pear Pizzazz and Baja or Balmy Blue on this one. So if you take class with me locally, these are the two that you're going to make. You're going to make one of the pink and one of the blue version. That way you've got it all, you've got some options of who you might want to send it to. All right, that's our first card here tonight. It's kind of showing how you can take the paper and make your own design on it, and then just kind of having some fun with the different color combinations. All right, that is our first card on that. And our next two cards, we are going to get out our die and emboss machine, and we're going to do some I'll call it basically like window or peekaboo ones. The next one here is a cute little Easter card that you can make. And I've got two different versions here. Some days I like the one where the bunnies, the Easter bunnies on the outside. And other times I like it when it's on the circle. But either way, we're going to make our cute little bunny here tonight. And with that, I'll get out the goodies that we'll need for that one. I've got from Basic White, I've got a banner from the Stitched Shapes banner. This is just scrap white for some punching. I've got the crinkle white ribbon. I already got that tied. And this paper, we're going to use this paper for the next two projects. This is from Rain or Shine designer paper, specialty designer paper. And I'm going to use this side here. This is going to be like a little, well, the color is a flirty flamingo, and it's got this little, like, almost like flowery type of one. All right, so in order to do our punch out here, or like our window that when you open it up, you know, you have a perfectly aligned circle. How to do that is we are going to go ahead and glue down the whole sheet of paper first on our card front. The designer paper is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'll put that on. And once I have that down, I'll go and get our die cutting machine. And we'll go ahead and we'll die cut this here together. All right, so I've got this like the standard sandwich layer here. And I'm going to go ahead and open up our card front. And again, this is a layering circle, and this one is about, let's see here. It's close to 3 inches. And I'm just going to center this and make my sandwich. You could put washi tape on it. It's moving on me just a hair, but I think, oh, making a bunny card, and I said it's moving just a hair. Oh my gosh, I'm so funny, and I don't even realize it. It just comes out naturally. That was pretty bad. If my mom was here, she would say, like, yes, Dee, you think you're so funny. I'm really smiling. I thought that was kind of an unintentional pun there. And we'll go ahead and remove this out. And now when we cut this, it's a perfect shape, cut it out, and we're going to, because we glued this down, this element's all ready to go. So we're going to save that and use it in our card. And I'm going to move all of this out of the road. But I won't move it too far out of the road because we're going to need it here in just a little bit. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get good contact or good fold on it. Now on this piece that we just cut out, I'm going to add some adhesive on the back side of it. And I'm going to line up the pattern, press down on the circle and pull up on the card front. And now when it's closed, it looks like this. And when it's open, it looks like that. I'm using the stamp set of Easter Bunny. While I am going to be using the punch tonight that punches out this cute little one here, and the punch is on back order, and it won't be in until after Easter, but don't let that maybe stop you from getting this cute little set, because all of these images they're easily fussy cut. So, and then you could get the punch later when it's back in stock. But although I'm going to use the punch, again, you could easily fussy cut that. And I'm going to be using the images and sentiments from the Easter Bunny. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use our Memento black ink, and we'll stamp the sentiment. Happy Easter. And also, while I have the Memento black ink out, I'm going to use the little Easter egg images here. And we're going to put those on the bottom. And this is what you could put on the outside of your envelope as well. And still with the black on some scrap white, we'll go ahead and ink up, and we'll then color with some blends our Easter Bunny. Okay. And just to keep the coloring simple, I'm just using 2 blends, combo packs. I'm using the Granite Gray as well as the Flirty Flamingo. So let's go ahead and we'll color our Easter Bunny here first. And so I'm going to kind of quickly give this some color. I'm not going to take the time to do, a whole lot of in-depth coloring. You so can do that if you want. And by that, I mean like going back over and really getting some depth of color. I'm just going to lay it down here for the sake of time. And actually, quite honestly, for mass producing, this is how I would do it too. I'm using, though, there's 2 different sizes of brushes. I'm using the thicker brush. It'll cover more area faster. I'm leaving his kind of the cheeks and the underlining white or a nut color on that. And then I'm going to come up here and leave his little bunny tail white as well. So even though that's not totally line art in, we can still just kind of skip over that just a little bit. And go ahead and get him all colored up. And then with our Flirty Flamingo, you can use either the light or the dark. I'm going to use the light here. I'm going to make a little pink cheek on him. Hope you like that. All right, so now I can take out the bunny punch. So if you happen to get the punch before it went on back order, this is how you could do it. And we'll do this. And punch out our bunny. So cute. That bunny the bunnies on here are just absolutely adorable. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use the dimensionals, Stampin' Dimensionals, and we'll pop that up on the inside of our circle. And maybe 3 of them. We've got a new tenant moving into the building, and they're coming in right now. I don't know if you hear any banging and voices and stuff in the background. It's just our new tenant coming in. And I'm closing it and centering it. If you want it to clear when you open it, you want to have it closed when you have that so that it stays centered. And now for the Easter eggs, I'm just going to stay with one color palette here, our Flirty Flamingo. Whoops. I'm going to use the smaller edge and color in so that it matches. And on this checkerboard here, you just kind of want to go every other one, or at least that's how I'm doing it. So it's blank, and then you have the little color, and then blank, a little color. And then on the swirly one, just every other one. It doesn't matter if you start with the top or the bottom. And of course, you could add as many of the color elements as what you like. I just kind of liked keeping it all the same color palette because that's what the paper has. And now a super fast sentiment that we'll put down. I'm going to have it overlap here just a little bit, so I want to make sure that I put the dimensionals on either corner or either side, and then one down below, because I don't want the foam dot to be showing when it's opened. Alrighty, so we can do this. Have our little saying in that way. I'm going to get some Wink of Stella. This is basically a little glimmer pin ready to go on demand. And I'm going to put that all over our Easter bunny. And as well as the eggs, just to add a little sparkle. And then, because why not, we're going to add some rhinestones. Always more bling is more bling. And this is where I am going to use my dark. And let's see, let's use the medium ones. I add some of my blend on top of a rhinestone, and that makes any color of rhinestone then that you have as a blend. Put one on either side. And then we'll get our, ahead of time I tied that white crinkle ribbon, and we'll get a little glue dot on the back and put that up on top. And then that card is finished. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. I'm glad that you like it. Oh, yes, it definitely can be used more than Easter. I just absolutely love rabbit and bunny images. So here's like, again, another way of using the same products. Here it's just whether maybe you want the Happy Easter on the inside and the bunny on the outside, or the way that we did it here. Like I said, depending on my mood, one time I like it better one way and one time the other. Do you guys let me know if you have a preference on which one that you like better? All colored the same on the inside. All right, so that's our second card that we have here today. And let me put that one off to the side. And our third and last card that we're making here at class is one using the Dragonfly Punch. So I was really embracing the characters and the punches that we have. The Dragonfly Punch and the stamp set has been out for a little while. You may have it in your stash. Whoops, I don't know if I lost you there for just a second, but it's the Dragonfly's Punch and then the Dragon Gardenfly stamp set. is what I used for the dragonflies here. And then again, kind of like the mix and match that we talked about at first. So you might have the dragonflies already, and then why not, you know, mix up what you have by adding something new and a different sentiment. So from the Something Fancy stamp set, I'm using Here's to Beautiful Beginnings and Happy Ever Afters. I thought this would make a little different, unique wedding card, or even like for a shower card on it, with the two dragonflies, you know, with a couple getting together and celebrating their love. I thought that would be kind of cute. And then using the layering diorama. I always get that mixed up. Dies, you can create this really cool 3D effect on it. All right, let's get started making this card. I'll move some of this stuff off a little bit. So for this, I'm going to bring out our the die cutting machine again, and ahead of time I've done a little bit here for us. What I did is I took, I think it's the second to the largest diorama die, and I took a piece of basic white cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I die cut out the image. And then on this one, I don't know if you can tell this or not, but on the initial card, I did not emboss the front of it. And on this one, I did. I embossed it with a little bit of texture. And I think it's really going to add something to it. But I did want to show how you could do it if you didn't emboss as well. All right, let me get our die cutting machine back in here. And kind of show the same thing as what we did before. So bear with me. Hope it doesn't jiggle too much on the camera. So for the die cutting machine, using the layering pieces layering numbers 1 and 2, putting 3 down. I've got some new plates in, and it's like definitely time for that. And for the diorama, like this was the largest one that I used, so I already used that on the basic white. And then using this next size down for the card front. And it doesn't really matter whichever way that you go, because the dies do not line up, and they did that on purpose. So I'm going to do the same thing, put it in the middle of our card front, make the sandwich, and die cut. Trying to do it slowly so it doesn't jiggle too much. And we'll bring that back out. For those of you that watch me, you know that normally that I have a lot of the die cutting done ahead of time. But for this one, I thought we would go ahead and do it together. All right, so there's the front. Kind of get all of my pieces out of the road. Here. And get this over here. Okay. I have a tight little area when I do these, and so I want to make sure that I don't step back over it. So this is our card base. This is a standard card base. So I did start out with a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 on that. And then you can use this for something else and fun, and use this as an element on another project. This is another piece of the designer paper from the Rain or Shine Designer Series paper. And even though it's kind of meant to look like rain, I thought it just went water to me as well. So this is going to be the little pond that our dragonflies kind of are hanging out on. So again, we're going to get our liquid glue and do this. They are moving and making a lot of noise on us. And that's going to go right in the middle here, down on the inside. And for the saying here, what we want to do is we do want to use StazOn. When you stamp directly onto vellum, you want to use StazOn because otherwise it's going to just swipe off. So StazOn is a permanent ink. And hopefully I can do this in one fell swoop while we're on camera here. So I'm going to ink this up. This is our wonderful sentiment. And again, this is the next layer down, or the next size down. And stamp, give it just a second. And up. And then the same thing with our dragonflies. They're going to be punched out of vellum as well. And so I'm going to get my dragonfly image, ink it up with StazOn. We need 2 of them. So I'm going to stamp, ink up again, and stamp. Okay. Get rid of the StazOn so I don't get that on my shirt. And we've got the dragonflies punch. And so I'll get that lined up and punch. And the same thing. And punch. Oops, a little more. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and we'll make our layers. So for our top layer here, where I did do a little embossing, you know, I could sit there and pick whichever direction that I want it to go. You know, again, it's however you like. It's never going to line up, and that's kind of the purpose of this. So I'm going to put some on the outside of this, and go ahead and put this down. This will cover the whole card front. I like the liquid glue. It gives us a little bit of play. If you wanted to, you could pop this layer up with dimensionals as well. I kind of, for this particular one, I just want to keep it more flat. And to put vellum down, again, I'm going to get my trusty glue dots, and then wherever there's a glue dot, I'm going to cover it up with a rhinestone. So let's see here. You know what I did? I die cut this with, well, I think it's all right. I'm just going to use it. I might have used the wrong size of this. I don't think I did, though. Again, you'll get different layers depending on which way that you position it as well. All right, so I'm going to kind of close this just a little bit and lightly put down the sentiment to see if that's where I want it to line up. And let's see here. I did the exact same one. Shoot. Use the next size down, guys. Then it will look like the sample one. That's what I want us to do. All right, we'll get this off here and we'll get our dragonflies. And this time, you probably noticed that there's just a little bit of color on it. What you want to do is color on the back side. If you would happen to color on the side that you stamped, what might happen is that you'll get black on your blends. It's kind of alcohol on alcohol, and you can transfer that color. So you just want to make sure that you're on the reverse side of the dragonflies, and that will be the lighter side of it. And I'm going to use the darker one this time. And this is the balmy blue. My balmy blue is going to need replace. My tip's getting a little well loved. And so this will add just, and so I'm coloring in from the, again, the reverse side of what I stamped on. And just making sure. Again, for those of you that are local and are taking class, you'll be making this card at class next week. Okay. So when we turn this over, now we have just a little hint of blue, in this case, on our dragonfly wings. All right, let's go ahead and we'll put our dragonflies on. Same as before, we're going to use glue dots. Love the glue dots in vellum. And if you want, you can even kind of fold it in half just a little bit to give it an arch. And because there's plenty of black on the body, we really don't have to have a gem or something to hide it. So we put one over here. And the next one, I'm going to make it kind of overhang, put the glue dot more in the center of the body, because that way I can kind of overhang the head a little bit. And then maybe put that one about right like that. And just like before, we'll get our rhinestones and we'll do a little coloring with our blends. I'm going to do, let's see here, let's do 2 large and we'll do 3 medium. That one right there looked like it didn't take the color very good. So we'll just kind of do this. Again, that's going to just give it a little bit of a blue hue to it. Now this is where on the inside we can cover up those glue dots. That way no one will see the glue dot. And then let's put 3 on the outside. Kind of do all of your embellishments in 3s or in odd numbers, I think is what the rule of thumb is with that. And now we have it. Now you can see the difference of using maybe the larger what do I say, the same size as what I used to die cut out, and then this one's the next size down, and that's really what I intended to do, but both are really super cute. I think that for me, I do like a little more of the texture on it. I think it just adds a little something more, but without the texture on the first layer, it definitely reads clean and, you know, clean, simple, and cute on it. All right, let's bring back all of our projects that we made here tonight. Kind of show you all of them that we did. And I just think that it's a cute, and this is why I wanted to show as well that, you know, you could do those 3 as a set, or depending on your color, you could come in and do these 3 as a set. All right. I will go back through and read comments and everything. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Let me change the view here again. All right, now I'm on this side. Well, I hope everybody has a great week, and you know, let me know what you got going on. If you like this projects or whatever, I would love a like or a thumbs up. And as always, again, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me in a private message. All right, everybody, have a great week and happy crafting. Bye-bye.